in the XDJ store in London, where we've been checking out the new Pioneer XDJ Aero. This is the first ever wireless all-in-one DJ system, the first native player for the Rekordbox music management software, and is currently the world's finished combined music player and mixer. We'll look at what it features before explaining in detail its wireless functions. At the top here we have a glass area, which is actually made of plastic, that shows you how many of the 4 possible wireless devices are connected. Below this we have a standby button and the WPS button that allows you to control security settings for the wireless connections. On the left you have quick access buttons to Rekordbox, MIDI and USB, and in the middle we have a 4-colour LCD that displays important track info, and to the side of this you have the info buttons. The knob to the right lets you scroll through selections on the screen for things like the sample launch, and on the right we have one of the 2 USB connectors, and inherited from the Pioneer DJM 350 mixer, you can even record your creations directly to USB. Beneath this you have beat controls, effects buttons which include transform, flanger, echo and roll, and then you have your level depth controls for these. There's also a tempo button on the right there, and the effects are also post fader, which is a nice feature. So around the jog wheel you have jog drum and sample launch. Jog drum is an easier way to engage samples. You simply load up the sample onto the deck, press jog drum, and then you can trigger and scratch the samples by drumming directly onto the jog wheel. Sample launch allows you to control 4 samples preloaded onto each deck. Hold down sample launch to bring up the 4 sample banks for scratching, or use effects on them too. And you'll notice the lights around the jog wheel change so you know which mode you're in. The left side contains metallic shift, Q and play buttons which have a nice clicky feel to them, and the jog wheel feels pretty standard for Pioneer equipment, so you should know what to expect. On the right is the tempo controls, which have a 0-point stop and a sync button. This automatically syncs all tracks to the beat of the master deck using Rekordbox beat grid information. So this is something you either love or hate depending on how your feelings are towards DJing. The right hand side is identical to the left, but it's not mirrored and is much like the Ergo. The centre contains our mixer section, which functions as a standalone mixer, and a whole unit can be used as a MIDI or HID controller. All the controls have a typical Pioneer quality and feel to them, so no complaints there. You won't find top of the range faders, but they feel solid and they do the job well. And there's a 3-band EQ and an auto mix button. This automatically mixes each track within the playlist if DJs need to step away from the deck during long sets, which is a nice idea, but we'll have many DJs wondering if they're even needed, if this can do it all for them. So the main draw of this unit is the wireless functions, allowing you to connect up to 4 devices at once. The audience can get involved by sending tracks from their smartphones to create an interactive experience. You do have the ability to approve tracks, but most club DJs may find this a bit limiting in what sort of music they can play. It does mean you can step away from the deck zone, still control everything wirelessly, or allow bar managers to send in recorded promos straight to the decks. Now the unit streams the music, so if the device does go out of range, it swaps to an emergency loop to give you time to mix in something new, but this is potentially another hassle. So it's a great idea probably for house parties, where this unit is probably more aimed at, but for club DJs it may not be something suitable. Either side has controls for headphones and microphones on the mixer section, and this unit comes with dual headphone output, mini jack and standard jack, mic input and balanced TRS output, 2 USB ports, 2 RCA phono line-ins, 2 master out, 1/4 inch phone and 1 RCA. So this unit is out now for around $1,400 or £870. We have slightly mixed feelings about this unit. It's light, which is pretty great for carrying around, looks great, but because it's lightness it may feel a bit plasticky at times. The wireless functions are a great idea and in practice work flawlessly, but we know some DJs will have reservations about it. All in all, this is one feature-packed unit, and once again Pioneer have set a new bar for groundbreaking features. This won't be the last we see of wireless connectivity, so get down to decks and give it a try for yourself and be prepared to be surprised.